The Chernobyl explosion was a very unfortunate event, considered one of the biggest ones. This happened on April 26, 1986, where hundreds of people were injured and poisoned and 31 of them died. This happened since the engineers started losing control of the reactor when testing 200 megawatts of cooling water for stopping the reactor to overheat. Experts stated that the chances of this to happen were one in a million, and this had a lot of consequences. Other countries were also affected. This explosion happened first in Ukraine, but then took part of the Soviet Union. But the government took control of the problem and paid all the reparations by sending the victims out of the city, as well as sending them all the medication needed. For example, the 1,000 buses that arrived from a completely evacuated city. It was 5 a.m. when the firefighters shut down the fire. A real example of growth could be the spread of malaria in Africa, since malaria is a parasite which can be spread to people by mosquito vectors. Nowadays, nearly half of the world's population is at risk of malaria. Millions of people are being infected and spreading this bacteria. About 2,000 to 2,060 people are infected per month, according to World Health Organization. This case explains an exponential growth event since the virus continues adding and there are more people infected day by day. So at the end, it's a growing example. And a decay example is the population in Syria. For the past 5 years, they have been bombed because of a civil war. 4,000 estimated people by the UN are now dead, and hundreds of others have migrated to other parts. So at the end, this is an example of a decay event since the population has decreased for an 11%.